The only good bug is a dead bug. Would you like to know more? Yes, you would. And you will find out a lot more in this game, Starship Troopers Terran Command, which I've been waiting years to see. Let's take a look. So we start this game off in the tutorial, so with the classic, would you like to know more? With the yes and no option. So if you click no, then you go to the main menu without the tutorial. If you click yes, then it takes you into the tutorial, which we won't go too much into, to be honest. We'll have a quick just skim through. You join the battle. It's just basically just going to show you how to play the game as any tutorial would. Very basic. You can't lose the tutorial. I did try. I sent my troops in to get eaten by bugs, and all it did was spawn another set of troops for me to use. So that's a good side, I guess. You don't get to choose the difficulty on this either at this point, but you will do a little later on. So you can see the graphics as they are at the moment. Really nice. But that will change because we do change that when we go through the settings a little bit later on as well. This is just set to high, but it's very basic sort of looking screen. Don't have a lot going on, but it is quite a beautiful looking game as is. The game seems to be very objective based and very heavy on the bugs as well. So as you can see here, there's quite a few coming through this sort of choke point in the mountainous area. So we did push back just to try and get a bit of an advantage and have the AI with us take out some of the bugs. But as you'll see in a moment, when we push further forward, our troops do get surrounded. As you can see, the objective is back there as well. We did ignore the objective. Just checking to see if there were any more troops there that we could take with us, which there were not at this time. But as you can see now, we'll push forward and get our arses handed to us, as we should do really when we're going into the bugs territory. Now, a lot of you probably actually know, if you're interested in this game anyway, you probably search for this game directly, so you'll see and know that this is the Battle of Clendathu, and you know exactly how this goes in reality, so there's no surprises here. They all die, and then obviously you can see the dropship coming in with the extra troops for me to use, but I'm sure you can guess sort of where this game ends up, or this level ends up. Now, a little time skip forward. We've missed out the majority of the tutorial here for you, but it's not something you need to see yourself, really, unless you want to play it yourself. Just learn the controls. But as you can see, we're now going for the full-scale retreat, or evacuation, or strategic retreat, as they've called it. And obviously, you've seen the film, so you know exactly how that goes. Not the most successful retreat. But that's part of war for you, isn't it? You don't always get what you want. So a quick fast forward through the actual running away, a bit boring. And as you can see, we get to the dropships, and the buggers fly off, leaving us to become casualties of war. But enough of that, let's go back to the main menu and take a look at what is actually on there as well. Take a look at the settings, what options we have in terms of the game as well. And we'll also have a look at the first mission. So let's first of all take a look at the actual menu for the game. So we have a beautiful art style here. It is completely different to what the actual art is in the game, or the graphics style of the game. But I really like this on the actual main menu, as it's switching through, showing you the different enemies, the different ships and whatnot on the planets as well. But yeah, so we've got the new campaign, which we have the first 10 levels of, as this is only the pre-release version of the game. You have the scenarios, which we shall look into as well. Just click on that, see what we do have. So we have the Battle of Clendathu, which you will have seen a little snippet of beforehand, which is the I guess the tutorial for the game. Then you have the different campaigns missions here. So I believe you must play through the campaign first, unlock those missions, and then you can play through them as a scenario rather than playing it as the campaign. We then have the Federal Archives, which is that would you like to know more? I believe this is going to fill up either as we play or once the game comes out. Let's say at the moment it is the pre-release version, so we don't have everything in this that we will have in the full game. But then let's have a look at the options menu. A nice and simple options menu. So I've already been in it to have a look through. So by default, you start off in the preferences. So you have the camera speed, which is the scroll speed, the zoom speed as well. The UI scale, whether or not the game pauses, if the window is out of focus, so if you're tabbed out, and your game language as well, which as you can see, you've got English, French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, Polish, and Russian. Whether there'll be more languages in the future, I'm not too sure. That's something to look out for. Controls, you've got your hotkeys where you can have 2 buttons for each one if you wanted to, so you could have this on the keyboard and on the mouse if you wanted it to be that way. You've got your zoom in, zoom out, reset character, scrolling, and your unit actions grid. So you'll have things like, for example, certain troops will have secondary abilities, as well as just shooting. You can throw grenades, etc. So we'll see a few of those hopefully in the campaign as well. You've got your graphics settings, which is full screen, VSync, graphics quality, fastest, simple, good, high, maximum. There's no way that I can see that you can sort of change that to suit yourself. You might want to drop certain things down and keep others high, but with this it doesn't seem to give you the ability to do that. And then we've got the screen resolution as well, so you've got all of these to choose from, so you can even render it in a higher screen resolution than what your monitor does support. Mine's a 1440p, whereas you can have it up to 3620 by 2036 at 143 Hz. Then into the audio, you've got your master, your sound effects, your speech, and your music, which is always a little bit high, so I've turned that one down. Let's have a look then at the campaign. So we're going to new campaign. You can name your division by the looks of things. So Dan was his Roughnecks. Actually, no. Let's go was his Roughnecks. Let's delete that. There we go. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? Was his Roughnecks. Campaign difficulty. So you can have it up to brutal, which is weapon damage modifier times 0.5, or very easy, where it's actually times 2. So obviously 0.5 will halve the damage. 0.75 will be a quarter less. Times 1 will be normal. 1.5 times better, and 2 times better. So it looks like the difficulty scaling is based on your weapon damage rather than how smart the AI is, etc. So let's see how that goes.
The Battle of Klendathu. A day that will live in infamy. But from tragedy springs hope, as the Federation rebuilds its fleet bigger and stronger than before. To fuel this war machine, all eyes are now on Kwalasha. Once an isolated outpost, this mineral-rich world has become a key part of humanity's battle for survival. But the planet's vital mining industry may now be in danger after reports of bugs on the surface. And so the mobile infantry answers humanity's call. These brave men and women will defend Kwalasha from any insect aggression.
So it looks like after the broadcast there that you had, the intro, you can also change your difficulty before then as well. Restart the video or go back to main menu, but we are going to go to war. Now this is something I've been very excited about for a long while as well. So I'm hoping that this does live up to the hype, not necessarily hype that's been produced by other content creators or by the developers or anything themselves. More so just that I love, or absolutely love, the this series. Let's be honest, they are cheesy. They are not sort of your A-list movies. But for me, they are up there as some of the best films, best cinematography out there, and I know a lot of people probably won't agree with that, but that's my opinion. So let's go then. So it looks like you are limited to the amount of troops that you have at the moment. I don't know if you can request more. If they die, you get more, but we'll work that out. So at the moment we have the 2 groups here, both of which are rifle troops. Looks like they level up as well. So at level 3,
small, but there's no such
you
thing
get
as a
to choose an elite ability. Level, I guess, 1 that we're at. Looks like we get the grenades.
Listen up.
So you can see on the right-hand side you have the experience level. So experience level 0.
Trooper standing by.
Experience 0 level 0 as well.
Standing
so
by.
These troops have got some experience, 1,348 to be exact. And I guess as you kill bugs, that will go up and up and up. As for the character bugs, so it tells you the statistics of the bugs. So hit points 1 star, armor 1 star, damage 1 star, speed 1 star. So that's the chariot bugs. You've got your rifle troopers as well. You can see stats on them. So special abilities, got the grenade, the shotgun, and the boom bundle. And then you got the general info there. So by the looks of it, as I said earlier, it does seem to fill in as you play through the game. So as you spot different bugs, different troops, I'm guessing then you'll actually
position on the left
start to fill that in a lot more. So it looks like as well, you do have the ability, let's just turn that sound down actually, so you do have the ability to choose the direction in which your troops are facing as well. So if you press and hold your right mouse button as you are deploying your troops to an area, you can tell them which way that they should be looking and get them into a defensive line, or face away from the enemies and get slaughtered from behind, I guess. Now, a classic scene here that we all know from, again, from the movies, the tactical strike on the bugs.
They don't like to get their uniforms dirty, but those flyboys are pretty useful sometimes.
Nice little slow-mo there as well. So here we can see the warrior bug that we've just encountered. So you can see the hit points, the armor, suppression, damage, armor piercing, and the speed. So here we've found another company. So we are going to help them fight the onslaught that they're currently in. And as you can see in a moment, this is where we pick up another 3 units that we can command. So I can only assume, again we'll check this out in future videos, I can only assume that this is the way that you collect more troops throughout each of the missions.
These apes have taken a lick.
So here's the way that we get the troops back then. So we actually need to just go to a radio station, select on the units that you want, and from there you select to reinforce the units. It will only give you what you have got missing, it won't give you extra. So as you can see here, select request reinforcements, and you go back onto the game, and then you can actually select the 2 choices of, for this one at least, 2 choices of areas to drop. So you drop the units or reinforcements back in. So the actual positioning of your troops as well does matter in this game. So with these engineers that use the flamethrowers, they are actually better in confined spaces. They will create they obviously use a flamethrower to fill that space with fire, dealing damage to all the enemies ahead of them. The smaller the channel, the better. You're going to sort of fry through multiple enemies all at once. So here we have the first of our troops to get to level 3, so that's the maximum experience level that they can reach. And now that we've got them to get to this level, we can actually select an elite ability for them to choose from. So we have 2 options here with these, with the rifle troopers, and that is the shotgun suppression ability, which will basically hold off the arachnid charge, if not defeat it outright. And the boom bundle, which is throwing improvised bundle of grenades. That's a very powerful blast, but can't be thrown very far. Better run before the short fuse runs out. So I assume that's a high risk, high reward. Whereas the shotgun's probably less risk, maybe a little less reward, but we'll go for the high risk. We'll go for the boom bundle. So if we give that a go, as you can see, you can't throw it very far. You can throw it in the green area, so we'll cancel that in a moment. So we'll move away from our current army. Let's throw that and run. So you can see the circle that it creates and the large explosion that it creates as well. So now we're basically into the territory of the classic base defense from the first film. Whether we'll see actually, because this isn't the exact one, but whether we'll see that in the future, I don't know. But it's the classic stand on top of the walls, shoot down, and kill everything. This, again, I think the first level's been quite simplistic and just sort of teaching you the ropes. Hasn't been much of a challenge at the moment, but it's bringing back brilliant memories of the films, and I think I might have to watch them again over the next few days, to be fair. So that was it for the first mission. There are, say, 9 more that I can play, which I am going to play through them now as well. Get some more footage of those, and potentially, or more than likely, get some videos up on here to show the different units, different classes that you can have, and the different special abilities, and hopefully in the future we'll see more levels after that as well. Like I say, this is the first 10, and I am excited to see what the rest of them are about. So if you're thinking about buying this game, it is out. So as of right now, it's out tomorrow, but when this is released, it will most likely already be out. So that is going to be on June the 16th. At the moment, I can't say whether I recommend or am against it 100% just yet. From what I've played, I am for the game fully. But we need to see what the progression actually is, which we'll see in a later video, which hopefully, you know, could be recorded or could be being recorded as you watch this now. So thanks for watching. Make sure you come back and see the future levels of this game as well. We're going to do as many of them as possible in the time that we have, and I hope you have enjoyed it. Keep yourself safe, keep yourself well, and we'll see you in the next video.